to come with me, and because India can be a wild and wonderful place, but you really have to be grounded and have someone who knows the lay of the land. And I didn't want to be overly confident in that area, and I certainly wasn't. So sharing this pilgrimage, it was kind of intense. Like, I brought these people and I was like, okay, we're going to get up at 7:30 in the morning, we're going to do our meditation, and we're going to practice our yoga, and it's going to be hot, so we need to really get that out of the way. And I had with India, you can always have your plans, but you know something else will evolve. I had all my music together, but we got there to this beautiful outdoor yoga pavilion, and in the morning there was you had the jungle sounds of birds and a slight sound of the ocean, but really what you were hearing was the music of the mosque that was not so far away, and Hindu temples, and their music would kind of mix. And you wouldn't really be able to distinguish Arabic from Malayalam, and or Hindi. There were many languages coming through, but it all mixed together in really a perfect ambience. So that was the beginning, bringing in these people who, some of them had been my students for some time, but it was still a new way to get to know people and practice in a daily continuity. And every evening we would meet and we would have discussions on the historical, religious, and really the socio-political implications of this culture in locally and throughout the whole world. What was significant at that time, I had arrived in Mumbai, and then I flew to Kerala, and once I got to Kerala, the Swami who was supposed to meet me was in Pune, and I heard there had been a bombing, and it was a German bakery, and I had to call him right away to find out if he was okay. He lives very close to that area. And it's kind of this land of peace, this land of harmony, and there are such contrasts that happen. So we talked about the relationship of the Muslim culture, the culture of Islam, and the Hindu culture, and how that really came together historically, and how that came together harmoniously. And it really seemed to come together where we were in Kerala. This southern point of India was a historic place where teachers had laid the foundation for bringing together culture. In fact, my Swami brought me to a place very near the retreat resort where we were staying. It was called the Shivagiri Ashram, and there was a person there. The founder of that ashram was Narayan Guru, and he brought me to this place, and he said, yes, Gandhi and him would sit, they would meet here, and when Gandhi was troubled, he would come and ask for advice, and they would sit for long hours. So this was of great interest to me. It really brought it home. Gandhi had really, that was his main vision, was to bring together he would say, I am a Muslim, I am a Jew, I am a Christian, I am a Hindu. And in that meaning, in the spirit of love, in the spirit of devotion, in the spirit of humanity. And that's what really came together in Kerala. They do not call themselves a Hindu state. They actually call themselves a communist state, which, if you think of one of Gandhi's most famous lines, live simply so others can simply live, you see how that is the undertone of living in harmony, living in consideration of others. So Kerala is really one of the most, the best examples of a thriving communist culture, where Hindus and Muslims are actually working and living in harmony, because it's a humanist ideal, it's a socialist ideal, socially considerate. I was with a friend in Mumbai, and he was telling me, you know, and he was from Kerala, but he lived in Mumbai, and he would say, in Mumbai, I'm expected to yell at my workers. And if I don't pay them, it's okay. I do whatever I want in Mumbai. You know, they'll have to figure it out. But in Kerala, you pay a fair wage. And if you're not fair and kind and considerate to your employees, they won't work for you. It's not just because they have a thriving, like, economy. I mean, it is a beach town, and beach cliffs, it's beautiful water that's coming up through the cliffs and the surrounding areas, mangoes and papayas, they have all this, but it is a pride and a spiritual tradition of respect for one another. Kerala boasts there's these varying statistics, but like 98% literacy, and it's not just that they all read and write Malayalam. They also speak Hindi, they also speak English, but English tends to be a common denominator. There are so many languages of Tamil, Gujarati, Urdu, Tamil. So very often people in India will actually speak in English because that is a common language that they all speak, or that most of them speak.